Now, relation between linear motion and angular or rotational motion. So you all know S is equals to R theta. S is displacement, theta is angular displacement. V is equals to R omega. V is linear displacement, omega is angular displacement, and A is equals to R alpha. R is distance from axis of rotation. Now, as you know that V is equals to U plus AT. This is equation of motion as applied in linear motion. Now here it is linear velocity. Now we will use angular velocity. Initial angular velocity will be taken as omega naught, and final angular velocity will be taken as omega. So it becomes omega is equals to omega naught plus alpha t. Similarly, S is equals to ut plus half at square. I will derive this equation. S is angular displacement, so this becomes theta is equals to omega naught t plus half alpha t square. This I will derive. Then third equation of motion is v square minus u square is equals to 2as, which becomes omega square minus omega naught square is equals to 2 alpha theta. So this equation of motion changes into this form in rotational motion. So I will derive it one by one. So be careful. If you know this derivation, you can do this. I have explained this derivation in equation of motion integration part also. So again, the first equation of motion is this one. So what is angular acceleration? We have to start with angular acceleration because we have to derive a relation which has velocity. Angular acceleration is rate of change of angular velocity. So angular acceleration alpha is d omega by dt. It's very easy one. D omega angle will be given by alpha into dt. Now I have told you in integration that integration of d omega is omega. I have told you in dx is equals to integration of, this is for knowledge only, dx is equals to x, d theta is equals to theta. Similarly, d omega is equals to omega. But because I have to solve for definite integration, as time is equals to 0, then there is initial angular velocity omega naught. Here omega naught indicates initial velocity, angular velocity. What u plays in linear motion will be played by omega naught. When time t is 0, velocity is initial angular velocity. When time t is t, then it becomes final velocity. Now integrate this d omega. Integration of d omega is omega. This is omega naught and this is omega. Alpha angular acceleration is not depending on time. I am taking it outside. Integration of dt. I am doing it stepwise. Alpha 0 to t. Now apply the upper limit omega, lower limit omega naught. I have put in place of this omega, I have put omega upper limit and then omega naught with a minus sign. Alpha upper limit t minus 0. So you are left with omega is equals to omega naught plus alpha t. This is your equation number 1 in rotational motion. Second, S is equals to ut plus half at square will be changed into this. Now here I have to solve for displacement. So here I will start with angular velocity. Omega is equals to d theta by dt. So d theta here is equals to omega dt. From equation number 1, d theta is equals to omega naught plus alpha t dt. Now on integrating d theta, opening the brackets, applying the limits. When time t is 0, there is no displacement. When time t is capital T, then there is a displacement of theta. This is the upper limit. Now the integration of d theta is theta, solving from 0 to theta, is equals to omega naught is not depending on time, it's not mentioned. dt is t 0 to t plus alpha t square by 2 0 to t. Now theta minus 0, upper limit minus lower limit, omega naught, t minus 0 alpha, t square by 2 minus 0 square by 2, upper limit and lower limit. Now solving it, theta is equals to omega naught t plus half alpha t square. This is angular displacement. Equation of motion for angular displacement. Now the third one is omega square minus omega naught square is equals to 2 alpha theta. So how to go for it? So here angular acceleration alpha is given by d omega by dt. Rate of change of angular velocity. Now see the modification. This is important step. I will multiply and divide by d theta. So this becomes d omega by d theta multiplied with d theta by dt. This becomes angular velocity. So alpha is equals to omega d omega by d theta. That is alpha d theta is equals to omega d omega. You will not change omega into w. Now applying the limits. When displacement is 0, time is 0. You can see here. When time is 0, displacement is 0. When time is 0, initial velocity is angular velocity. Initial angular velocity. So here the operator is theta and here the operator is angular velocity. It's not time here. So at 0 displacement, velocity will be initial. At theta displacement, velocity will be omega. Now integrate it. Alpha. Integration of d theta is theta, 0 to theta. Integration of omega d omega, I cannot take omega outside because omega is a function of operator d omega. So it will be integrated omega square upon 2 omega naught omega. Now alpha theta minus 0, applying the limits. Here also omega square by 2 minus omega naught square by 2. So what is left? Alpha theta is equals to half omega square minus omega naught square. That means omega square minus omega naught square is equals to 2 alpha theta. This is the third equation of motion for rotational motion. So these are the three important equations of motion for kinematics in rotational motion. This you have to apply accordingly as you have applied in rotational motion. Be careful about angular frequency. Omega is also termed as angular frequency, unit is radian per second. And be careful about cycles per second. Cycle per second will be taken as F. So this is about kinematics of rotational motion. Next we will discuss moment of inertia, and I would like you all to do two questions. I am writing over here the two questions of Google form. Question number 1 here is find the dimension, or you can say write the expression for radial acceleration. Write the expression for radial acceleration. This is somewhat related. Answer number 1. And question number 2. This is also for Google form. For Google form physics attendance. What is R? This is important. Answer number 2. What is R in rotational motion? What is R in rotational motion? So keep practicing. I will solve your doubts as and when free. You can remind me about your doubts. Thank you. We will continue with this chapter in the next class also.